But to get 195 out of the 200-watt rating is excellent. You're not hardly ever going to do any better than that.
So it's strange that in this economy,
Yeah,
we're seeing solar prices go down.
yeah. As a bunch of countries buy more and more and more to switch over to renewables, they just get cheaper and cheaper, and they will hopefully that will continue. Hi everyone, welcome back to our next video. Today, Autumn and I are here. We're doing a test on a set of solar panels that have been sent to us. So we did receive them. We received no money. You took these, and so far you've been using them on a pretty regular basis. How are they doing?
They are doing fantastic. I've been using them for about a month, and my plan is to eventually mount these to the top of a little mini bus that I have. Right now, they're just kind of sitting out just like this right in front of my bus, and they're working fantastic. Like, I don't know that I've ever had this great of solar.
Really? Yeah, these are the latest and greatest in solar technology. There's right now, I think they're as advanced a solar panel as you can get. And we're going to do the testing to verify that, but it sounds like it's really working for you.
It is, and I know, Bob, I know you know kind of the technical spec parts of this. All I know is I have had other solar panels, both folding as well as hard panels, and these are performing the best.
One of the things these do, and that has become real popular, you're going to see this quite a lot on panels today, is they're bifacial. Facial means there's two faces. There's a front face and a back face. And so when sun bounces back up, they're collecting power from underneath. Now it's not a lot because they're in the shade and you're only counting on what bounces back. But under the right circumstances, the bounce back can be pretty darn substantial. And so they're 200 watts bifacial. They're using a new anti-shade technology. So the way the anti-shading is working now is they're dividing these panels into smaller parts and pieces. And so when they interconnect, what used to be is if one went, they all went. And so basically, if you got any shade, you lost the whole panel. And the technology has been advancing. So now you can lose one sliver, you can lose 1/4 or 1/8 or 1/16, and it should only drop by 1/16 or eighth or quarter or half or whatever. And so we are seeing that that actually works on these panels. We'll do some definitive testing and let you know exactly how it's working. But it's a really good technology, and it's something you should be looking for and see reviewed and know that it works on your next solar panel purchase. So that's two really good things about these, how these are the latest and greatest. And the third is these are called N cells, N as in Nancy, the letter N, as opposed to P. P as in Peter. And the difference between N and P is all the cells are coated with something, and then they put the glass panel over. And the coatings have advanced, so give you more efficiency. It's not a lot of efficiency. I mean, that's right in the literature. The efficiency on the N and the P, I think it's a couple percent, couple three, maybe under the most extreme conditions, maybe 5% difference N and P. But it's an increase, and that's always good. However, one of the big things it does is solar panels degrade. They're in the sun. The sun is terribly destructive, the UV rays, and solar panels degrade. If you've bought a solar panel and you keep it in the sun, any solar panel ever made, in 20 years, you will probably have lost anywhere from 15 to 25% of your power. Now, a panel will be rated for how much it will deteriorate. Let's say that most panels, it's 1.5%. I think that is a really common number. After 20 years or 30 years, you will have lost between 20 and 30%, or maybe even a little more, depending on the quality of the cells, on how much output you're getting. Every solar panel steadily decreases in power. So that's the advantage of the NP. So it goes up by about 0.5% a year. So in the first 5 years, you may not notice any difference. By the 10th year, you're going to be getting a lot more power. And by the 20th and 30th year, it's going to beat the N cell will beat the P cell by a lot. So that's the advantage. And these are the latest and the greatest. And so far, they've just worked extremely well.
They've worked extremely well. And I don't know if you folks noticed, but these are multifunctional panels. They serve as doggy shade as well. Cody has tucked himself in right in the shade. But yes, Bob, these have truly worked fantastic. And one of the things that I think is pretty exciting is the price on these. For these to be so good,
They are cheap.
that for one panel, one 200-watt panel, it's $155 on Amazon. And if you get the two pack, it's $309. And I just have to say, I started nomading 4 years ago. 400 watts of solar 4 years ago was a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
So it's strange that in this economy, we're
Yeah,
seeing solar prices go down.
yeah. As a bunch of countries buy more and more and more to switch over to renewables, they just get cheaper and cheaper, and they will hopefully that will continue. But yeah, and this brand name is Callsun, Callsun. And I had been watching reviews on these and gotten great reviews. And so when Callsun reached out to me, normally I don't take solar panels to test because they're just cheap and they're everywhere. And I've got like 20 used cells that I don't need more cells. That's why Autumn ended up with the cells. And you need to put these on your new minibus. So for those of you, the audience who don't really know you, tell them about your channel and the minibus.
Sure, yes. So I'm Autumn. I'm a roving reporter here on CheapRVliving, but we also have a YouTube channel called Autumn and Chloe, and we are building out the teeniest, tiniest bus out there. It's a little tiny mini bus, and these panels are eventually going to be mounted to the top of that.
So one more technical fact about these that I think is very important is they are 12 volt. Now, when I say 12 volt, they don't actually put out 12 volt. It's in name only. That's nominal voltage. So they are both about 19 volts is what you should be getting out of them, and they will go up to 21 volts. So these are 21 volt panels. And there's a huge advantage to a lot of us, and it's kind of technical, and I doubt if you want to put up with my explanation right now. But let me just say that if you put these two in series, you've got 42 volts. And most of our power stations, the ones you and I are buying, I know because I test them and recommend them, are 60 volt. That means you can put these two in series and then get two more and put them in series and then connect the two in parallel and get a full 800 watts out of these four panels. Still less than 60 volts. Or because they're 200 watts, you could put five of these together in parallel and then get the whole 1,000 watts. A lot of you have power stations that'll take 1,000 watts. There's an advantage to have these 12 volt panels at 21 volts. So we're using this Jackery because it has two inputs, and that way we can keep these separate and test them each individual. Okay, so these are separate. We haven't connected them in series or parallel. Okay, so we'll just watch it come up. Oh, 194, 195. That's excellent. It's 1 o'clock where we are, and it's early April. And so it's going to get more as the sun rises higher on the horizon. We do have them tilted, and you get a lot more. But to get 195 out of the 200 watt rating is excellent. You're not hardly ever going to do any better than that. And I can almost guarantee you that come June 1st, when the sun is at its highest point at noon and 1, you'll get even more than this because it's just a little bit lower on the horizon. Okay, so that's one. I'll unplug this one and plug the other one in. I'll plug this one into the same port so everything is identical, as fair a test as we can create. It's at 191.
And you know what I think that could be? The tilt is slightly different on the panels.
It is. Yeah. That boy, and it tilt's very important. 192. All kinds of little things that can make a difference like that, but that is an insignificant difference. For these to be putting out over 190 watts on this time of the year in early April, that's really excellent. Now let me combine them both. This is why we're using the Jackery, because this is a really good handy test feature.
It is.
And so now we should be getting just shy of 400. Yeah, it's not giving us the full amount. I wonder why. Yeah, I would guess it's the power station.
It could be Jackery.
It
Because
could be.
when I have my Jackery plugged into an AC outlet, it only takes in about 350.
They have a hard limit of 400, and I assumed they would go up to the 400. They may not. They may have a hard limit at 350. Okay, I am going to start shading. My body is covering a pretty good number of cells, probably an eighth. I'm not covering a quarter of the panels. Okay, then I'm moving over, and now I'm covering a pretty substantial, less than half, but I'm covering a lot of cells. My shade is impacting a lot of cells.
It dropped to 298, 299.
Right, but it's still putting out 300,
Right.
and it's only dropping a little. And in the old days, in parallel, you'd start to lose the whole chain.
Yeah, 300 watts input is a lot. You're covering a substantial amount, about half of one of the panels.
Right, and I'm trying to do it in the middle, so panels from all segments are the little pieces. So yeah, I'm covering a bunch of the little pieces. Some are completely covered, and if we're getting anywhere near 300, I think that's impressive.
Yeah, that the 259 right now.
Yeah, that's very impressive. That's really good shade performance. So I carry a solar blanket with me because I in the heat, nothing's going to keep your car, your van, your SUV, your minibus, anything cooler than a space blanket, a survival blanket. These you can buy these on Amazon. I'll have a link down below. So we're going to put it under this panel, and right now this panel is still putting out 196 watts.
Nice. Oh, wow. It's at 201 on a
Well,
200-watt panel.
well, that's still not really. I had hoped for something big. So it's picked up almost 10 watts. Well, I wouldn't say that was a huge difference
No,
at all.
it's nice to know it works,
Yeah,
but I probably wouldn't go the extra step to
no,
for an additional 10 watts.
no. So I wouldn't say that was that experiment was even kind of worth the effort. I don't think I'd bother with it for that. You did definitely see that it's bifacial. There picks up more with the space blanket underneath it, but it doesn't seem like it would be worth it. The one thing I think would be good is in snow. If you're in a snow area and you get snow on the ground, snow is extremely, extremely reflective, and I think snow could make a huge difference. Also, if you have a white building and you back them up a distance away, but that the sun could bounce off and bounce down and then bounce back up, I think that would be a big advantage.
So, Bob, I don't have a ton of experience with solar panels. All I know is these are working best of all the ones I've had. How would you say this compares in your experience?
Well, I would say the shading was amazing. To get over half when you're covering half is really amazing. So there you have it. You know, this isn't, we're not real scientific, but this was scientific enough. And based on also many other reviews that I've seen, for me to tell you, this is an excellent, excellent, excellent panel. If you're buying a hard panel, I would put this one at the top of the list.
All right, folks, we hope you got something out of this video. If you have any experience with Callsun panels, let us know about it in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye now.